Welcome back to the final episode of SYNLAB podcast. With me here is still Dr. Badmus. I am Uchenna Amadi, your host. We have spoken a lot about these sleep disorders. I have found myself guilty of a lot of them, but we are hoping to get better. So we are gradually coming to an end, as this is the last episode. We want to be talking about how we can seek help from experts. Like, what can we do? Are there places we can go? Are there people we can, reach to help? So, but before we talk about the seeking help, I would like to ask Dr. Badmus, how is sleep disorder diagnosed? And is there a treatment available, like medical treatment?
Okay, so just like every medical condition, we take history.
Okay.
We do our examination.
Okay.
We investigate, then we treat. So history, now we ask around all of these three things. When do you go to bed? When do you wake up? Do you sometimes wake up in the middle of the night? Do you wake up terrified? Do you wake up, feeling like you just had a tussle, a very big wrestling in your sleep? We need to ask around.
The Jackie Chan.
Yes, the Jackie Chan thing, But we need to ask around all of those things, yes. Then most times the examination we really don't see much. Maybe in people with obstructive sleep apnea where most of them are obese. Okay. So they have this short neck, obese. Other than that, there's really nothing else you see. Then now to the investigation. So for them, there is really no blood test per se that we do. However, so the way we approach different sleep disorder depends on the sleep disorder itself.
Okay.
So I give you an example. I already talked about obstructive sleep apnea. So in them, we do, something we call polysomnography. We try to measure what happens when they are sleeping. Yes,
Impressive.
Very interesting. In fact, we even have, so beyond the sleep thing, we also have, we tell them to keep something we call the sleep diary. So it is that your sleep diary will tell us what time did you go to bed, what did you eat before going to bed, did you take alcohol, did you smoke, did you take stimulants, what time did you wake up, what time were you able to fall back to sleep. So you have your diary with you everywhere.
Yeah. During
the day, how many times did you have to doze off, all of those things. That's the sleep diary. Then we now have something we call sleep study. So there are specialized sleep clinics where people go. This environment is like a bedroom.
In Nigeria?
Yes, we have them. We have them in Lagos. Yes. So you are there. We allow you stay in, give you the ambience. We talked about the room being cool, cozy. Sometimes you can have soft music in the background just to bring that feeling of I am trying to sleep.
Yeah, because I heard music speaks to the soul as well.
I'm
helps
trying
in
to
relaxing.
sleep. Then whilst the person is asleep, we now measure electrical activities in the brain. I mean, it's a very interesting something.
Like, I'm blown away.
However,
wow.
I don't think we really have sleep specialists in Nigeria.
Okay.
But in managing sleep issue, it is between the lifestyle medicine physicians and the psychiatrists.
Oh, okay.
So for
because
people
of the
who
mental health,
yes. So for people who have, the nightmare, the sleep terrors, all those things, they may need to evaluate the person whether something else is there in the background. You understand? But there's a lot of psychotherapy as well. So the psychiatrists and the psychologists do that.
Okay.
A lot of psychotherapy around, so beyond behavioral techniques, beyond something we call cognitive behavioral therapy. So what happens in cognitive behavioral therapy? We try to identify the negative behaviors.
Okay.
Try to teach you what to do when you're experiencing these things. Then the positive ones, we try to potentiate the positive behavior.
Okay.
Other things we try to look at is, we talked about sleep hygiene earlier.
Yes.
The only thing I'm going to add to that is the room, the ambience.
Okay.
Your room has to have cool colors. Your room is not supposed to be gold and red all together.
Orange.
Orange.
Yellow.
That kind of thing. So your room, once you're stepping into the room, the aroma, the ambience. If you like soft music, amazing. But that's not the time to listen to rock and roll. That's not the time for jazz. Do you understand?
Or to be
Do you understand? So, if you do that, dancing is a form of exercise as well.
Yes.
You won't sleep.
It will just wake the entire
So
body
other
system.
things we do at behavioral therapy would be things like meditation. So now, in the lifestyle world stroke, the mental health world, there's a lot of talk around meditation, mindfulness, gratitude. So what happens in meditation? We say that find that time, that's personal space of yours. everything is convenient for you. Just sit there. Yoga uses a lot of meditation.
Yes,
And
it
it's
does.
a form of relaxation
does.
exercise.
Yes.
So, in that your quiet state, you come back.
Okay.
You're like leaving your space. You're not, you can be here and you're not here.
Yes.
But in meditation, you're present when you're present. That is what meditation does to you. It brings you back. So at this point, I am now combining meditation and mindfulness. So in mindfulness, I'm saying that let me be aware of what is happening in my body. So I can say, okay, so right now I'm closing my eyes. What's happening in my brain? What's happening on my fingertips? What's
So you
happening
have
in
to
my
be
tummy?
mindful
Do you
even while you're
understand? So now, in
meditating.
fact, mindfulness, everything, mindful eating. You are eating. Be mindful of the small grains in your rice. We just eat. Everything is just going around us. I mean, like I said, it's a very, very interesting word. And sincerely, it's been an amazing blend. I didn't choose lifestyle medicine and mental health for just
initially I
talking.
asked you why the interest, because everything about now is mental health. Everybody,
There's a lot of
all of a sudden, we know we have mental health.
I'm counseling somebody about depression and anxiety, and I'm talking about mindfulness. I'm talking about relaxation techniques. Then there's something also that has come center stage now. We call it gratitude. So what happens with gratitude? It is you waking up in the morning. We always say morning or sometimes last thing at night. Don't look at your worries. Don't think about your worries. Just be grateful for everything. The air you breathe, the fact that you were able to eat, you left the house, you slept, you woke up. Just gratitude.
Relax.
And it has been shown to impact the mental health positively.
Just gratitude.
You just gratitude. 5 to 10 minutes in a day. Or maybe stretch it, 15 minutes, morning and night, or even once in a day. We always say we celebrate little steps. We don't want you to do 30 minutes of exercise in a day. All those little things, 2 minutes is fine. We will be building. So that's another thing that happens, with the behavioral technique or with the mental health technique. So there's a lot of psychological aspects to some of these things.
Yes.
We're not looking at only parasomnias alone. So for people with obstructive sleep apnea, for example, now we try to tell them to lose weight. I told you that some of them are on the big side.
Yes.
So we try to tell them to lose weight. We tell them to sleep on their side. That happens when somebody is snoring. Say, please lie on your side. That's type of thing.
Yes.
So, but there are some other, in fact, there was one thing I saw, there's this facial strap.
Okay.
Which straps the person's head and the jaw together. The snoring you hear is because the tongue has fallen back to obstruct the airway. And that is why sometimes they have that obstructive apnea. They wake up because that is completely shut off. They wake up suddenly to catch some breath.
Yes.
Yeah. So, some people do that. And then, all of those things. So, like I said, the type of sleep disorder determines the line of management.
Okay.
So, for people with restless leg syndrome now, like I told you, it is the time they want to sleep that the energy in their brain goes to the leg. And the leg is just twitching. It's just moving around. It's just doing all of those things. Beyond the fact that it is a sleep disorder, there's also a particular condition called iron deficiency anemia.
Yes.
People with that condition they can have restless leg syndrome as one of their symptoms. So in such cases, we tell them to do, the iron study and all of that. You will be shocked that all the person needs is iron. And the restless leg syndrome just goes down. Oh, it's amazing, yes. And I give you another one. Even people with iron deficiency, they can have something we call pica. So with pica, they pick anything that you're not supposed to eat. Chalk, paper, they just be eating it. I've wowed you again. Yes. So, it's a very interesting word. So really, like I said, the type of disorder determines the line of management.
Yes.
So beyond the non-pharmacological, which is actually the psychotherapy I told you about, now for medication, it differs. So for some people, we need to give them some sleep hormones to help them sleep. I'm not mentioning particular names of drugs.
Okay.
For some people, we try to give them some sedatives to help. But as much as possible, we don't encourage people sleeping with drug.
Yes.
Over time, the drug would not do the work.
Yes.
Anymore.
The body will get used to.
Miserable.
Oh.
We have a common pop star who had issues with sleep, insomnia. That was what he had. And they graduated from one drug to the other, from one until they got to a drug that people who want to do surgery would take. I mean, it can really be that bad.
Yes,
like I said, it really impacts quality of life negatively and it can make people really very miserable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gradually coming to the end, but I would want to just ask. So what is the importance of seeking professional help for sleep disorders, and how can we connect to with experts?
Okay.
Because I know you said there are very few.
Yes. So, like I said, if you're going to look at, even with lifestyle medicine physicians and psychiatrists, there are still very few, really.
Yes.
But, I mean, we have psychiatrists in a lot of hospitals.
Okay.
Last month where I work, we have a lifestyle medicine there.
Okay.
we have our clinic days. In the family medicine department, we have a lifestyle medicine department where you can just come in, come with your complaints. We walk around all of these things that you need to do.
Yes.
Then for those who need to see the mental health experts as well, that's the psychiatrist, we'll also tell them, we refer them appropriately. They have several sessions with the psychologists who would also help them with all of these things. If people don't seek the right help, what eventually happens is you keep trying out drugs. You go to the chemist, the chemist says, take this. That one says, take that. That one says, before you know it, nothing is working. Meanwhile, maybe what the problem the person had is something in the blood. Do you understand? So
if
you
just
come to the
overworking
hospital,
the organs with a lot of drugs.
And really, I really need to say that it is high time we stopped all this over-the-counter medication prescriptions.
Mixed drugs for me.
Before you know it, this one takes this, that one takes that. There's a lot of kidney issue, liver problem, just from the fact that we consume a lot of toxic things. Every drug is a potential poison. Every drug. So that drug that is able to, you can kill as well if you take it the wrong way. So, in all of these things, try to seek experts, lifestyle medicine physicians. We have in Lasut, like I said. Then we have psychiatrists. We have like psychiatrists in Lasut. We have in some other teaching hospitals like Luth. I think they have at FMC as well. But we have a lot of people around. If you have if somebody drops a comment on the wall now and says I would need to, we'll just link the person up really and we take it up from there rather than do all of those things. Some people say there are home remedies that work. As long as it is not drug, I don't have a problem with it. Take a cool shower. Sometimes for some people it works. Take a cool shower, go to bed, all of those things to work for some people.
Oh, wow. Dr. Badmus, I must say that this has been very, very insightful. I have learned. Best believe that I'm going to take this back to my village people.
Yes, sir.
And I'll get them to listen to this over and over again. So my key takeaway is the gratitude part. Guys, as little as being grateful for life, it can help your mental health. So with this, we have come to the end of this exciting series of SYNLAB podcasts. I am very sad because, I would really like to hear more from you, So, but please do not forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and on Spotify. Please leave a comment if this has actually opened your eyes to see sleep from a different angle. Please let us know in the comments. My name is Uchenna Amadi. This is Dr. Badmus, and we're signing out. Thank you.